Good evening and salutations, my Jade fans. Nina. Nina is just. That's what Nina is. I mean, okay, so this is her new plan. I swear, listen, here's the thing. Even if you don't like Nina, right? And you think that Nina is awful and she's this and she's that and everything else, right? There's no undenying how entertaining she is. Because she's written in such a stupid and dingbatish way that you just can't help but to be like, man, I can't wait to sit there and see this blow up in your face. Alright, so here's her new harebrained scheme. When she talks to Maxie, she's like, well, she, at first, and I don't understand why, she felt the need to tell her about Drew and Willow kissing. I don't understand that. But she tells her. But she's like, I got a solution for that. I'm going to throw myself at Drew, and this way, he can have, the attention is kept all on me and not on my daughter. So this way, she doesn't make any more mistakes or anything like that, and ruins her marriage. So you're taking one for the team. Is this is this what your Smith is saying? And Maxie once again is like, okay, just be careful with this because if this blows up in your face, it's not going to end well. And what she should mean is when this blows up in your face, it won't end well. And how do I sit there and not be so crass about this? When Drew comes over to see her, there's a there's a let's say this. There's a lot of cleavage that's going on. There's just a lot of just so all there. Okay, that's the only way I can sit there and describe that scene. Um, Now, of course, this is after, or no, this is before Drew ran into Willow at the hospital, and Willow's like, Drew, what are you doing here? He's in a goddamn hospital. Like she asked that, and the thing is, she asked that question in a way like, what are you doing here? I mean, like, why do I have to sit there and see you here? So after their awkward conversation, and Liz comes in there, and Willow's there to sit there and talk to Christina about her grief and any questions that she has, any questions that she has, which I gotta sit there and say it is pretty brave of her to do, to essentially relive and bring up all that emotions from the worst day that she's ever had in her life, right? But she also could not wait to get away from Drew. And after talking to after talking to Christina about, her grief and her experience and everything like that, there was one point where it's like, I think, some two was done wrong or incorrect or whatever, and she fixed it. And then she goes to Liz, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I want to be a nurse again. Yeah, in-person patient, and I took the campaign as far as I can take it, and I don't want to sit there and travel with the kids and stuff like that, going back to school. So yeah, I'll talk to Joe Michael, and we'll get this straight up back at nursing, nursing and everything." And it was just like, okay, so let me get this straight. You're deciding to turn down this other job where you practically did get to sit there and work more at your leisure, and you are doing a great cause because you can't keep your shit together with Drew. And it's because she probably going to be working more closer with Drew. But my whole thing is like, don't y'all live practically in the same house? I mean, I know you live in the boathouse and he lives in the mansion, but you're gonna have to see him from time to time. So, what happens when Drew decides he wants to go for another swim or something, and he's back there vacationing for a little bit? Or what are you gonna do then? How long is this you trying to avoid and not getting his orbit? How long do you think that's going to work? Um. Oh yeah. So yeah, back to Drew and Miss Cleavage. They're supposed to be working on his campaign, right? And so she is just heavy handed with the flirting. She's like, "Oh, I like your shirt. It goes well with your eyes and stuff." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I don't really have any idea what to have to do with campaigning, but sure." Now I think he's also wanted to do it not just because his attraction to Nina, but also probably to get away from his attraction towards Willow. Now one of the things that Nina I understand how 1 minute she's like, well, he's not intentionally, it's not they're trying to go after my daughter. It's just, the feelings just happen and fireworks and I don't know, a hero complex or whatever. I don't know. And I'm just like, maybe they were just attracted to each other. Maybe there's something lacking in Willow's marriage. I don't know. There's 1,000 different reasons why people cheat. I'll be here forever to sit there and try to list them all. But, so yeah, that happens. I didn't say Maxie was there, right? Okay. Um, so Brooklyn comes to see Blaze, right? And Blaze is kind of anxious. She's like, when am I gonna sit there and see Christina? I've been waiting here for a while. What's going on? And Brooklyn's like, I got this amazing opportunity for you. You're gonna be touring with some guy named Miguel that I've never heard of, but apparently he's really famous. And it leaves tonight. Now she's like, she doesn't want to go, and she's like, can we go in the fall and stuff like that? No, 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 no. You have to go tonight. Like this tour that they're setting you up for is what I'm saying, is going to be great for her and just cancel out a lot of the negativity and the bad press. Is like, you need this like yesterday. If you want to have a career, your ass should be packing at this point. But she doesn't want to leave. She's like, listen, I can't leave her right now and everything. And Brooklyn's like, she does have. I don't know if Brooklyn said this or Natalia said this or maybe I said this, but I'm like, she does have family, right? And on some level, I'm pretty sure she would want you to go. There's not really much you can sit there and do there. And this is something that Christina talks about. It's like, yeah, people come in and they see me and everything, but it's like they're trying, but it's they don't really understand that sometimes just sitting there with grief and sadness is just kind of enough. It's like when Blaze came in the first time, she wanted to fluff her pillow, she wanted to do this, she wanted to do that, and this is something that she was talking to Willow about. It's like, yeah, they come in and they try, but it's like in some ways they are just making it worse. And after a while, Christina's just like, you know what, I'm really tired, so I'm not telling you to leave, but you can't really stay here pretty much. Um, Now while that's going on, and I guess she did want to go back to the house to go or the apartment or wherever she was to go get some stuff or do some stuff. Now Natalia comes and talks to Blaze. I mean, talks to Brooklyn, and she's all super excited. She's like, "Oh, I got the text, I got the voice notes, everything like that. I already packed the stuff. This is gonna be great." And Brooklyn's like, "Yeah, Blaze don't want to go. Nah, she wants to sit there and help Christina. She said to pass up on it." And I'm not gonna lie, when she said that, both me and Natalia was like, "I'm sorry, what?" It's just a great opportunity, right? So this is where I feel like, God damn it, Natalia. Because I have two emotions just going in my head, right? I'll tell you about the second one after, and if you know me, you know exactly where I'm going to go with this. So she talks to um Christina. She's like, listen, I just want to sit there and check on you, and I want to sit there and see how you're doing, and I also want to, really just give my condolences for your loss and everything like that. And I'm just like, my God, you are coming across as an awful person. Like every single ounce of that sentence, those words just came across as just phony, disingenuous, whatever you want to sit there and call it. It was just bad, right? It was just bad. After she done with the fake and everything like that, she tells her that, um, well, Christina didn't know, but she's like, yeah, Blaze has this maiden opportunity to go on the tour, but she doesn't want to go because she wants to, stay with you. And she's like, I need her to go. Or pretty much she's like, I need you to sit there and tell her to go to this tour. Now, I'm like, on top of all the fake and phony stuff that you said so far, you have the audacity at everything that you have said, every way that you've just been so rude, so nasty, so condescending, and everything above, to come into her room on the worst day that she's ever had in her life and ask her for a favor. Like, wow. What an awful, 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 awful human being. I feel like this is and with that being said, that woman damn sure knows how to wear a wardrobe. She was looking good. Like, God, it's just one of those things where it's like, God damn, you're such a horrible person. Maybe I can hate you tomorrow. Um, but Blaze does come back there, and Christina's like, I think you should go to the tour. I think it'll be really good for you to go to the tour. And one, under any other circumstances, she would want her to go. And number two, she can't really do much for her. And I think this is one of those things where it's like, even the first time she was in there, you could tell that Christina was holding back. There was probably so many times that she wanted to yell and scream at her, or lash out at her, or anything like that, right? But she didn't do it because she knew her heart was in the right place. But you can only hold back that level of emotion, but for so long. She didn't want to sit there and just really lash out at her. Um, I saw the previews. I'm not gonna lie. The way that Blades is just like the way she says you're fired is like it's like I don't know if she's trying to do this Michelle Rodriguez impersonation or something. I don't know what it was, something in her voice, but it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have a field day reviewing that tomorrow. Um, Jack invites Well, Jack makes some sort of complaint to one of the desk clerks or whatever. Carly goes upstairs and sees Jack, and Jack is like, hey, let's come in and have dinner or whatever. So they start having some wine and everything. And Carly, because I was like, when are you going to sit there and ask him, like, you just break out or something like that? When are you going to start asking questions? She asked him about how he got out of Pentonville. He gives some sort of vague remark saying that, he's going to be in town for a while or whatever. He's staying in town. Now, Anna goes to see Felicia, and Felicia comes in there, and Anna's like, oh, I got a text. Order some wine, so just hang out down here for a little bit. She goes upstairs, and she's like, oh, so the WSP has opened up a field, or, a station here or whatever, and you're gonna be in charge? How would you manage to sit there and pull those strings? And at first, Carly's like, no, because Anna's like, you might want to sit there and leave for this conversation. Carly's like, no, I think I'll stay. Carly, I think it's going to be kind of boring. Maybe you should leave. Just, whatever. Eventually, she does leave. Anna has a bunch of questions that John is just like, he's toying with her pretty much, He just has the attitude of, I don't really have to tell you anything. Um, I don't know who's on top. I'm assuming is WSB or whatever. She just asking a bunch of questions like, why are you here? What is your agenda? This, that, and the third, as though Jack is going to sit there and give her any sort of answers, which he's not. So the whole conversation is just kind of moot. He's just like, I'm here, and, there's a lot of crime in Port Charles, so, I'm here to, I don't know, take out the trash or something. Um, is that it? Nope, that's not it. Jesus Christ, this was a lot of people in this episode. Okay, so TJ and Jordan are trying to pick a spot, for a memorial, funeral of their daughter, right? And Jordan's like, "Is there a particular reason why Molly's not here? Isn't it they're kind of helping you with this stuff?" And TJ's like, listen, I've been trying to call, text, whatever, nothing. It's like, you know, he feels like he's doing this all alone, right? Molly does come there. She's like, listen, I'm sorry I'm late. And Jordan's like, all right. Um, she hugs her and she walks off. And Molly's like, again, listen, I have some stuff to be tied up or whatever. And then TJ decides to act like a dick. He's like, listen, I don't need your apologies. I just need to know your input about where we're going to sit there and, what spot looks good to you. And then he just kind of, I don't want to say, it's not that he goes off on her, right? Because I can see it from both of their point of views. TJ is feeling like he's doing this all by himself. He's grieving by himself. He's planning all this stuff by himself, and he wants them to go through this together, to grieve together, and again, he feels like he's doing this all by himself, and that sucks, right? And I know I've been hard on TJ, and I'm still going to go hard on him, but I understand where he's coming from. But the thing is, he keeps on talking about, in a sense, like me, 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 me. This is what I need. I need this. I need this. I need that. I need that. I'm like, what does she need? You keep sitting there talking about what you need, but like I said on Friday, in my video, in my live streams, grief works differently for people, and that includes timetables and the way that they handle it. And I know that TJ's like, she's avoiding it, but you never really avoid your grief. You just maybe in a sense prolong it or distract yourself with other things, and that's how she's processing it. She's like she wants to punish Ava. She wants to she wants to do something. He talks about like services and stuff like that. She's like, yeah, fine, whatever. I don't know, and maybe she's not a religious person or whatever. And kind of just like maybe that's something y'all should have probably talked about before y'all got whatever your marriage version is called. Um, and it just feels like he is, in a sense, trying to get her to grieve at his timetable and his space, and it's like you're not thinking about what she wants and what she needs. And in a sense, you're trying to make it seem like, well, she's not grieving the right way. Like you're trying to tell her, like, oh, well, you're avoiding this or this, that, and third. It's like, let her do what she's going to do on her goddamn timetable. Like, I don't know. There's just something that's just very frustrating to me. Well, seeing one person trying to direct and tell somebody how to grieve and try to make it seem like it's a very complex situation because again I see where TJ's coming from, but I also see where Molly's coming from, and I can't blame her for how she's feeling. Um, and I do feel again that she needs to grieve on her own time and not have TJ constantly sit there and say, well, we need to do this and we need to do that. Why don't you sit there and take 5 minutes and think about what she needs? I feel like that's pretty much about it. Now, I'm going to be honest, there were so many goddamn people in this episode. I'm pretty sure if I didn't take a pause, I'm pretty sure I would have missed that part. And unlike when the last time I missed the Dex and Jocelyn part, I would have felt bad because, well, that part was actually important. Now I'm going to sit there and do this live stream. Um, it's like 8 o'clock right now. I literally did all 4 reviews. So I'm going to upload those. And I don't know if I'm going to do it at 9. Just check the community tab. Because I'm probably, once I charge my laptop up, and I will sit there and tell ya when I'm going to do a live stream and we can sit there and talk about pretty much everything I'm about to just upload. It's been a day. Not a bad day, just a long day. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Jesus Christ, it's like 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, there was definitely a lot of people in this episode. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. And I'll see y'all through the live stream.